Okay, this is going to be shaky cam time because the camera is on a tripod just in case I want to put it down. And it's one of those old adjustable tripods, so it's going to take a little while for it to change from handheld to tripod mode. But I wanted to talk about these things for a bit. So I hauled the old girls out of mothballs. The old girl out of mothballs. I can't remember if that's a direct quote, but it's one of my favorite quotes that I have stuck in my head. I'm not sure how true it is in the grand scheme of Star Trek, but I hauled the old girl out of mothballs. Because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I finished, of course, the chopper, so I wanted to add the chopper to the mix and see what I had. And I don't think I can do anything else at this time. So the entire premise was, and Jeff's been helping me with this all these years. The entire premise was the original go-kart. Yes, now you see one there and one there and one in my hand. So I have at least 3. And of course, each box has all the pieces to build them. So I have at least 5, blah, blah, blah. Just sue me now. Yes, it's a bit of a flex. And of course, I got 4 more 1x16s today at the Value Villages, so I could build probably at least 2 more for a grand total of 7. And if I take apart the layout, I don't know how many more I can. But anywho, I have a proper admonishment of me flexing like that. And but anyway, so there's this guy. It's my first Technic set that I ever got. And the idea, and it was started off as basically a joke because, of course, I've been buying Technic over the years and getting a lot of Technic pieces in used lots over the years. And what happened was is we started doing shows and we started doing displays. And at one point, I started to build these cars, these go-karts, in alternate colors. And basically, overall, I was just swapping the blue out for other colors. And I had to, of course, base the colors on available Technic bricks. And so if you know anything about this set, it comes with 2 1x16s right there. It comes with 4 1x8s right there. It comes with a few, I think 5 1x4s and a whole bunch of 1x2s. I think 11 in total. If I don't have the piece count in front of me, but 11. So basically you have to have 1x16s, 1x8s, 1x4s, and 1x2s available in Technic beams. And so immediately I knew I could do black, because of course there's a ton of black Technic beams over the years. And Technic had an evolution of the color palette. So the original one was blue, there was blue, and there was red, which is way over there. There was red, absolutely, there was yellow. So you could make a black one and a yellow one and a red one right off the bat, even back in 1977. Because the tractor was red, the forklift was yellow, the Technic supercar, the first one was red. So that wasn't an issue. So those 4 were a walk in the park, actually, because I had a good billion of those. Then white. And white didn't come out for a few more years, Technic bricks. But white was readily available pretty early on in the theme of Technic. So that one was pretty easy. Then it gets a little more difficult. But now it's not difficult because, of course, all the pieces are available. But as I started building, I started to realize that there was a deficiency of specific brick sizes and specific colors. The easier ones were the gray, because gray was very readily available early in Technic, and dark gray started becoming very, very available in Technic. Then the color change happened, so you have to have a dark blay and a light blay. So I got the white, light blay, light gray, dark blay, dark gray, and black on this side. So this is the monochrome side. This is the black and white side. This one was built, the Technic pieces entirely came, oh, these things keep on popping off. The tan was the Pathfinder, the rover, Mars rover Technic that I loved, and I got 2 or 3 copies of because they were in deep discount. So that I think all the Technic pieces in there came from that set. Lime green, that was an interesting one. I believe I had to order some stuff on Bricklink, and I still didn't even get a 4x10 plate, but it still works. Lime green. Green was pretty easy. As I kept on buying sets, I think I had enough for green. Brown, I actually had to order online, and I think I still have the red 1x8s in the back, because I don't think brown actually has 1x8 Technic bricks yet. And this is reddish brown or brown brown, I can't remember, and colorblind and whatever. That's whatever. Orange is not even close to done. Orange is kind of a hodgepodge of all the different oranges and whatever, because the 1x4 Technic brick isn't released in orange. Regular orange is burnt orange, and I don't think they have 1x16 bricks at all. So that's just kind of a hodgepodge. The sand, whatever that is, sand green, sand, I guess it's sand green. Mindstorms and other things, I think I had a special order. This one I know was a special order, because the two 1x16 beams came in one set, and I honestly can't remember which set it was, a flyer or whatever. And so I got those off of Bricklink. The rest of them I got off of just a few places here and there. And I mentioned in a previous video about this guy, and then I'm going to sit down for this guy again, because I'm going to talk about him for a bit, because I can. So this guy, and we're just going to make a spot here, because I just want to put him down. Did it glitter and gleam? Again, another quote from my youth. And so let's go on a really quick tangent, because we haven't got a tangent yet. I am amazed more and more daily after watching Adam Savage videos how we have had the same appreciations over our lifetimes of specific things. He once mentioned his appreciation and absolute adoration of Star Trek, the original series, and having the tour of the Enterprise that's in the Smithsonian, blah, blah, blah. I was just watching a video today where he talked about bistromatics. And bistromatics is a very, very, very niche quote. A very, very niche concept that to this day sticks with me and my buddy John. But I just thought that was cute that he mentioned bistromatics in a video today. Anyway, so this is chrome. This is a chrome 854948. So all the blue parts, all the parts that should be blue, are chromed. And I'm not saying I got blue parts chromed. I think a lot of these were just whatever colors the guy had in his Bricklink store, and I just ordered them, and it cost me $94 from Holland. But I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, the issue, of course, when you chrome bricks, and those who have chromed third-party people chroming bricks, they're a lot harder and stiffer to put together, because, of course, there's a layer of chrome on them instead of just the plastic. So this thing doesn't come apart very easy at all. But I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoy that. And again, I also chromed the Pete's, the blue parts that were not used in this set, like the 2x4 Technic plates. And I tried chroming the turntable. What we see here is black. Not the gray part, but the black part. That didn't work out too well, because the turntables wouldn't work at all. So you'll see in my box I have one turntable outside of the turntable chromed, and it just doesn't work. So those are black. But other than that, there are again with the turntable, because of course the turntable in the original is blue with the gray in the middle, and of course they don't have tan outer pieces for the turntable, and they don't have lime green for the outer pieces of the turntable, and they don't have green turntables. And so I substitute whatever turntables I happen to have abundance of. You'll see black in some instances. I don't even know why I didn't use gray there, because that's new gray. I probably have those now, but of course I built this way back in the day. And you will also notice that this front piece, these front 1x6, 1x4 are old gray, and that, of course, back there is new gray, because on the original set, if I had it right there, you'll see this is gray and blue. So this is gray and blay, and that's gray and gray, and that's gray and dark gray, and that's gray. I tried to be as consistent as possible, because that's what I do. And again, I'm not OCD. I'm really not. But let's just put this back the way it's supposed to be. I will say I loved the chrome one when I got it, and they got it shipped to me. Let's put it right there like that, because it does look really good. But I think my favorite, besides the blue, and this is the huge nostalgic factor of blue, and that's the original set. My favorite, personal favorite out of all these is the dark blue. It really is. I'm going to say this straight up. It really, it is my favorite out of all of them. And of course, there was a little bit more work to try to get the 1x16s. But this, I really, 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 really think the dark blue sets it off in a way that the regular blue, because I think the regular blue, of course, was ubiquitous back then. I'm trying to remember in the original 6 or 7 sets, the motorcycle had Technic blue pieces in it. The supercar, I had a few run the engine, if I remember correctly. The forklift didn't have any. The helicopter, I don't remember. I don't think it had any. The bulldozer or steam shovel didn't have any. So most of the blue in that first set was just in this one, and a little bit in the engine, and a little bit in the motorcycle. But after that, a lot of blue came out. But dark blue wasn't available for the longest time. And I think this was one of the last ones I completed, because again, I had to order these things specifically from Bricklink. I think it looks really awesome, which is why I included, obviously. Put that like that. Just make it look the same as that. This guy, sand green, I think it is. Again, I just happened to find all the pieces laying around in my collection after years of collecting, and I put it together. I like that one. It's a nice looking one. The colors over on this side: tan, lime green, yellow, lime green, just regular green, brown, and red. Really nice looking. I'm going to say that. The orange is not at all remotely complete, which bothers me because Lego hasn't released a 1x16 Technic brick. C'est la vie. The last one I was working on is over here. Because Jeff, this is why Jeff comes in handy, because he keeps track of all the new pieces, is that new weird, odd yellow, the glossy, bright, orangey yellow, and because they have 1x16s, but they don't have 1x4s, 1x2s yet. So I have in this bag right now, ready to go, new bright orange yellow. Should they release the 1x4s or 1x2s. And so that bag is ready over there, and the orange is ready to be replaced when they start making parts. Occasionally, about every other month or two, or half a year, or sometimes even a year, I go back onto Bricklink and I look at the parts available in the colors to see if I can build these things in different colors. But I think Lego is really much slowing down building or releasing full sets of Technic bricks, because, you know, what are they doing with them? So it is what it is. I have what I want. I have 12 different colors right there. The original was 13. That's 14. I can't count that one. 15. I have 15 unique colors of the 854/948, and of course, if you go to third party, I have 16 different colors of the 948 854. I'm good with that. I really am, and I am really honestly good with bringing this to shows. It's a very, and again, straight up, it is a very, and of course, I use the hubs, the right color hubs where I could. So that's the sand green. Again, I could be getting that color wrong. Yellow has the yellow hubs. Red has the red hubs over there. The black has the black hubs over there. The rest of them is just a light gray across. White has the white hubs. Those hubs didn't come in nearly as many colors as the Technic bricks themselves. So overall, I think the tan, I use white. Yeah, I use white hubs in the tan. But the rest of them are pretty much light gray across the board, including the light grays one. The dark blue is using light gray. The chrome is using chrome because I actually chromed the hubs, which look really, really cool. So if there was the ability to change the hubs in the tires to the color of the go-kart, I did it, but that doesn't offer itself too many times in this entire series. I haven't even tried to see if they ever released a hub in the new light gray, the light blay. I haven't even tried that yet. They may have done that. I just thought about it right now. But as I was saying, so what was I talking about? Oh, for shows. So you saw my storage. Let me just get this thing up here on my lap. Oh, don't want to drop it. So this is one of my storage levels. It holds 6 of the cars, and of course there's one there and there's one there because I double purpose. Because in storage, these cars have to be stored nicely so they don't break, and so they just go fit right into this little drawer thing or whatever. They fit perfectly in there, they don't slide around. And then these things stack, because of course I built the tower, so they stack. So there's 1, 2, 3, so I can hold 18 of these supercars, these go-karts, and they just go into a box. And then in the box also goes the boxes, those 2 boxes, 854 and 948, and the coverings, the black coverings in the box, so I can go show up at any show at any time with 1 cardboard box, and I have this display. So, and as I say, it's a very, very extremely niche section of the Lego fandom that really honestly appreciates this. And but some people are enthralled, and that's good enough for me. It's not for everybody. As I said, I was building the alternate builds on the box, and so those are there. Good to have those. You know, it is something. It is one of those things that I wanted to do for the longest time. I didn't start this for public displays. I started this for a display in my house on the shelves that were in my basement, just to fill in the shelf space. And back then I had like 7 or 8 of them. I think when Sandy moved in, they were just on the stair runners on this off to the side going to the basement, so you could see there's just a line of cars going down to the basement on the side of the stairs, and you have to be careful you don't step on them when you're bringing down the laundry bin. But in the end, it's something I leave it, like I leave these things built obviously, and I leave them in the box. One more specific note of the actual builds: I did not have enough solid or old black hoses that came in the 948 854, so I substituted on many of these, at least half of these, the dark gray pneumatic tubing that came out later. I personally don't care. Again, this is why I'm not OCD. I'm not going to go ordering on Bricklink replacement black tubes for all of these that are missing them, but let's just go through them really, really quick. So that one's dark gray, that one's dark gray, black, dark gray, black, dark gray, black, dark gray, black, black, dark gray, black, black, dark gray, black, dark gray, and black. So about half have the original black pneumatic tubes that came out in 77, 78, or whenever the pneumatics were first released. And half of them have the dark gray, and I'm perfectly content with that. And so nobody's noticed. So the next time we're at a show and these things are out, hey Dave, those are the wrong colors, go ahead. Oops, sorry. I'll get on that. I'll get my guys to get on that. The one deficiency that I have, so that's the original Canadian box, as I mentioned in the previous video, 854. That's I got off of eBay years ago. And it is beat up, and it didn't cost me a lot to get that box, but I wanted the 948 box for the display, and that's the one I got. So I'm still casually, sporadically, and I haven't done it in years now, looking for a better 948 box for this layout, for this display, when I actually have a display. But until that shows up, this is perfectly acceptable. I think this is a nice, let's move it around a little bit. I think this is a nice display. I change it up by moving things around every so often, but and I did the numbers like a year or two ago on our Cricut. So the circle is 1 vinyl sticker and the number is 1 vinyl sticker. I think that's nice. Just numbering them. And the original blues are 6 and 9. Or 9 and 6, depends on how dirty your mind wants to get. I'll say 9 and 6 just to keep it PG. And I have one of each, and I can't remember. I think yeah, on the box cover it says 9. I think I was a little bit, you know, anti whatever, and I flipped it upside down and made a 6. So I think that's my original over there. I did keep my original octagon, white octagon with the sticker on it since I was a kid. That's the one thing that I made sure throughout the years I didn't get rid of. So I think that's my original, is also the one that's most beat up, because the 9 and that 9 are in pretty good shape. That 6 is looking pretty much disgusting. I think that's my original from when I was 10. My collection all these years. And I wanted to number all of them, and I was trying to come up with a nice numbering, because I was going to say I was going to leave 6 and 9 off of all the other colors, but it didn't work out nicely, because again, I have 6 black and white and shades of gray, and I have 6, back then I had 6 colored ones over there, and then of course I finished that one, so I had to make that 7 and then 8. So it is what it is. So the idea is, when you have the table space, it would go 1 through 6, and then the 7 would be there, and the 8, and then back to 7, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just the 2 blue ones would be on top. But of course, I can't do that now, because the desk space is not. So I do move these things around and change up the layout, trying to find what I like the best on the actual physical layout of this. But this isn't too bad on top of my desktop right now, so I didn't mind this, setting this up just for show and tell, basically. This is like grade 1 kindergarten show and tell. Oh, welcome kids to my show and tell today. This is what I'm showing off. It is, as I say, I seem to be, my appreciation of specific, I mean, I appreciate the entire hobby as a whole, but my specific personal appreciation of this hobby are mostly the stuff that I got when I was a kid. And the go-kart was a huge portion, a huge part of my Lego childhood. Around the age of 10, and it stuck with me for the longest time. Had my parents got me the helicopter or the bulldozer or the forklift, or I don't know where I would be right now. I mean, you have a bunch of forklifts here, different colors, or I was honestly planning, and I just gave it up even before got into the physical production stage. I was doing the 853, exactly the same as this, whereas you would in the 853 you would substitute the red Technic pieces and plates and bricks with the various colors. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm honestly not going to do that. First of all, the 853 is a beautiful vehicle on its own. Secondly, I would not have the space to store all these colors as the 853, because the 853 is like 3 times bigger than the go-kart. Right? And that's a lot of pieces, and that's a lot of no, I ain't doing it. This is nice, and this is my favorite out of all the original Technic sets, obviously. Being the biggest doesn't make you the best. Now, the 853, just like the Galaxy Explorer, is the coveted set for Technic people, from what I was told. It is a fantastic set for the first year, for the first outing, for their first kick at the can. It is one of those sets that, as you know, the icing on the cake with the 6 or 7 sets that were released that year. But this is the one I got, and this is the one I'm doing displays with. So I'm not going to keep on going. I think I've talked about everything I needed to talk about on the 854/948. It's getting above you because it's nice, where you got the rainbows, and then you got the other rainbow over here. Forget that guy, hide that guy. So, and you got the stuff on top. And sometimes I will put that third tier, third platform on top of here in the middle, and have like the blue go-karts on there, and just have these guys, but I don't have the room there to do that, so I didn't do that this time. But this is good enough. Yeah, so I remember this now. So I will put the third piece in the middle, so it's on top of these 2 on the corners, and that one and that one be here and here, and those 2 will be over there, and then 2 blue ones will be right on top. But I like this because you got the boxes there. Normally the boxes are off to the side, but I like this right now. So this is, I think I'm going to be doing this at the next show, if we have another show where I can display this, another brick fet, or if I go down to the States and do a convention down there, I might see if this is an appropriate showcase for their Brickfest / whatever Lego convention. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody's doing well, and I will talk to you soon.